All right. I do see that we have viewers now. So, are we live on both channels? Let's go look. Hopefully, I didn't screw it up to where we're not. Well, it has to have went live on Lil's channel too. So, all right, we're live on Lil's channel. Both live. Awesome, awesome, cool. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. Why that did that way, but I'm glad that I was able to accidentally fix it. Uh, so now that we're live on both channels, I'll explain everything again. So Lil couldn't be here today. She's dealing with some stuff, and she'll be back Sunday. Deal with your stuff. Life comes first, and we'll see you Sunday, Lil. Uh, I've got it with my new co-host here in the back. Poopy the Space Horse will join me today, and I'm not going to do the voice again, but the yeah. So normally the title of this show is kind of not misleading. I don't guess. I mean, it's true, but um, it's vague because a lot of times, we're talking about a specific thing like Christian nationalism, right wingers, or like uh, Trump either lying, stealing, committing fraud, war crimes, failing at everything, his health, sleeping, um, affairs, and adultery, and you know, Trump things. Usually, we're talking about some specific thing like that. But today, we've got a little bit of all of that. We've got lots of different things, new and some old stuff too. That's new information has came out about. Um, but yeah, the this is kind of Lil's not here today or whatever. Her link is in the description of the video, and it'll be going through chat as well. One for one and one for two. You went live on the two show, which is why the show scheduled here didn't start. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how exactly that became the case. You want to say hi to everybody, Noah? Say hi. Hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi to Poopy the Space Horse in the back there.
Poopy and Space Horse. Who the fuck's that?
That's him back there. See?
Oh! I'm out of breath. I was over there getting that shit from Bill.
Oh, okay. Where did you still have the chairs?
I got 2 chairs and a Coleman cooler and Noah, a brand new life vest.
Well, hell yeah.
I know. I said,
I'm Noah.
Oh, you're on the video. Sorry.
It's okay. They said hi to Noah.
Well, fuck me, I guess. Okay.
Native Atheist, what's up? Joe FBI checking in. My bot said bot running, learning how to customize the bot here. My bot shouldn't pop up and say that. I don't know why it did. It should never tell you that. But most everybody who has channels and makes content, if they've been on this show, Deviant Outcast said hi, Laura.
Hi.
Um,
I can go for
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Laura went on the Red Bull run for me here, so I can get through this today. Created a new live stream title over here, so there's 2 running now on one channel. Well, double the viewers then, right? Is that how that works? Joe has wings. I will in a minute. Native Atheist said hi to Laura also. The other's buffering. Okay. Well, I screwed it up. Anyway, I don't really know. At least we've got it running on both channels now, I suppose. Yesterday, Jess and I did a little bit of a review thing on my interview with Ray Comfort, which was a disaster, a failure. Lil, if you want, kill that one that's buffering, and you can just delete the video while it's live, I think. But if you want, I don't care what you do. We've got it playing over there, so uh, consistency, you know. Um, but yesterday, Jess and I covered some of that, and then last night I posted the full interview. I didn't. I mean, it's uncut completely. You see from the beginning where we're setting up and everything. But I did that. I wasn't even really going to release it because it was such a failure. The Ray exploited my kindness and used it as a weakness against me, and fair game to him for doing that. But yeah, all that's on my channel if you want to watch that. We've got tomorrow. I'll have Kelly Laughlin on at 7 p.m. We'll do an evening show tomorrow with Kelly Laughlin, hanging out and talking. And Saturday, I might do a member stream on Saturday. We got a whole bunch of new members yesterday, and I may do a member stream to just say hi to everybody and stuff. Sunday we'll do Politicality. Lil and I'll do that at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be on Bad Science Sunday also Sunday night with Maya Atkinson. So lots of cool stuff coming up, guys. Who's Noah? Noah is my son, my 7-year-old. Uh, he's 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 our Bible baby. Yeah. Seth will be on with us Sunday. Awesome. The lots of good stuff coming up though. So I hope everybody gets to hang out for that. We did our fundraiser this past weekend, and I had set a goal for 1,000, and when it's all said and done, we did a bit over that. The Some of it went to my some people did it through YouTube though, which I won't get that before the protest actually gets here, but it's fine. We still did great on the fundraiser, and I'm happy with all of that. Um, we'll have, but I mean, I can just use that like $400 buffer. I'll just get the money back later, I suppose. Whatever I need to do. But yeah, we've got that. The protest is good to go. We're gonna have an awesome time. Got an amazing Airbnb for everybody. The hotels are rented. The generators rented. I got us a 5G hotspot so we can stream. The stage and chairs and tables and all of that are secured. The police department has been informed. We're ready to do the damn thing. Um, I look forward to having one hell of an awesome time. It's gonna be super cool. The I was looking for Noah's card that we made. I don't know why it's not showing here. I was going to show you who Noah is. Maybe it's on down. It wouldn't be further than that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I know. Yeah. Yeah, he's that's my little buddy. That's my sidekick. He's a good kid. We need to get him a shirt that says, with a picture of Ken Ham, it says, "Get off my boat." And uh, but yeah, when we named him Noah, we didn't even think about the story of Noah in the Bible. It wasn't even. We liked the name, and we didn't even consider. We didn't even make the connection, which is crazy. But yeah. Anyway, let me see if I uploaded it. Maybe I uploaded it already. Let me check that. No, no, but I mean, I'll show you one of the cards anyway. Um, there they are. We'll be giving those out at the event and get some signed. Noah personally said during the thing that he would love to sign his cards. So anyway, yeah, back on task here. So this is something interesting. I don't really know what's going to come of this, but it's raises some red flags that people need to be asking questions about for sure. Um, Let me get back to the chat here so I can see what you guys say. All right. Uh, FBI records obtained through a Judicial Watch lawsuit reveal that a Butler County Sheriff's deputy exchanged two emails with Trump shooter Thomas Crooks before the July 13th, 2024 assassination attempt. The records remain heavily redacted, concealing the nature of the communications. The documents also reveal a SWAT officer recovered a cell phone and a remote device with an antenna from Crooks after he was killed. Now, a couple things here. Uh, I'm not a conspiracy theorist normally. Like everybody, I guess, falls for something every now and then. But um, what's up, Blood Badger? But I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I like to call myself a skeptic. I like to try to approach things from a skeptical point of view. Now, I didn't bring the actual email because there's not much there, but it does, like, it's weird how it's redacted. It's weird that why Thomas Crooks was talking to this officer through email. Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions there, and but now, if I remember correctly, they mentioned something about him having a remote uh, when it happened. That came out at least at some point. I thought, um, but yeah, you know, the weird thing is, and again, I'm not trying to get anybody into some conspiracy theory, but if there was nothing to this, why didn't they release it earlier? Why is this something that's been hidden until now? Why did it take a lawsuit to see this? I mean, I would think, one of the first things they would say if there was nothing to it is, oh, yeah, he emailed us, in the days prior to this, you know, about whatever. It's a really weird situation that this is a thing, especially given how highly the Crooks family scored on the metric that they used to show Trump supporters. He was like in the top 20 of thousands of people. So really weird, but I don't understand why Thomas Crooks would have been emailing them and why they're not disclosing what the um, what the nature of that email is. Like it's even if there's nothing there, it's a legitimate question to ask. And so the only thing that would make this more suspicious would be this. All right. So the FBI rapid response user, which is Cash Patel, uh, says this is a clickbait lie by Judicial Watch, which is now nothing more than a fake news media. The unredacted documents are interviews of Thomas Crooks by college instructors, not cops, wherein those instructors reference to having emailed Thomas Crooks about coursework. They make no references to contact between Thomas Crooks and any police department. Maybe if you spent more time on facts instead of clicks, you wouldn't be a laughingstock. Now, okay, but here we have the context down here. The released FBI records obtained by Judicial Watch via FOIA are summaries of interviews with Butler County Sheriff's deputies, not college instructors, one of whom confirmed exchanging two emails with Crooks prior to the shooting. So this has been corroborated. Like, this isn't nonsense. It's they confirmed talking to him, but still not talked about what the nature of that is. And there's multiple emails. So what's going on here? Anybody like, you know, give me, if anybody wants to in the chat, maybe tell me what the least conspiratorial point of view would be of why this was is a thing. Like, what do you think's going on here? If you think, and if you're watching later, leave me a comment in the comments below. If you think that there's some conspiracy here and it was all set up and whatever you, I mean, if that's what you think, tell me. Like, I'm interested to hear others. It's a love affair. It could be. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with not disclosing the nature of it, right? Like, you don't know what it is because it could be that. But yeah, chat. What do you think? Viewers later, leave me a comment and tell me what you think's going on here. It's weird, no matter what. It's strange. It's weird for the FBI to know about this and then to post saying that it's fake news and well, they say that about everything that anyone says that criticizes anything at all. So yeah. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. So I'm sure everybody knows about this, at least maybe not this particular post. Um, but Donald Trump's all caps key was clearly stuck. And he said, uh, oh, should I do a Trump voice today? Nah, I better not. He said, both sides, Israel and Iran, are looking forward to do an immediate ceasefire. Final negotiations on peace are proceeding, subject to ignorance or stupidity. That's an important line. Uh, are getting in its way. The blockade will remain in place and in full force and effect until a final deal is reached. Things should move quickly. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Um, so here's the cool thing with this. Um, this is Trump, and he says, subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in its way, that negotiations on peace are proceeding. So that's cool. I mean, if it's true, it's really cool. Um, but let's watch this clip. So here's what happened the very next day.
Let's begin with breaking news coming out of the Middle East. The U.S. conducting a second day of strikes into Iran. This attack, though, much wider than what we saw overnight on Wednesday, with cruise missiles hitting several Iranian cities. War Secretary Pete Hegseth says this is not meant to restart the war, but strengthen Washington's political hand with Tehran.
There's your stupidity and ignorance coming down the steps right there. So Trump says that there's peace and everybody stops shooting, and if there's not any stupidity and ignorance, that it'll remain that way. And the next day, the U.S. attacked Iran. And then a bigger attack today or yesterday, or no, today. That's right. Different time zones. So I mean, I guess Trump's kind of telling on himself there a little bit, right? I mean, is that how you read it? That's how I read it. Is that stupidity and ignorance must have occurred, and then the first thing we see is stupidity and ignorance running down some steps. With a regime that lies as much as this one, and seeing the correlation over time, when anyone within Trump's sphere says fake news, it's the opposite. Yeah. So it's not only are there accusations always projection, but their denials are as well. They their denials are always uh, you know, projection of what actually happened. It's always a lie. It's either a lie or there is the other thing, which is something I think maybe, and this one could fall into this category maybe, is that it's not a lie, that it's just incompetence. It's just Trump doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and BB called him up and said, "Trump, baby, I need you to do this, or I'm gonna release the files." Who knows? Again, you try to. It's hard to predict the thinking of a crazy person, and Trump, his mental faculties are not really there. Let's watch a bit more of this, and I will show you his mental faculties are not there in a very disturbing clip.
News Nation senior congressional correspondent Joe Khalil joins us live from the White House this morning.
What's up,
Joe,
Joe?
the president is now linking these strikes from overnight directly to the negotiating table. How so?
Yeah, good morning, Marky. So it seems pretty clear now that we've entered a new phase of this war. President Trump's making no secret as to why. Clearly, the negotiations to try to end the conflict, end this war, not going as the administration had hoped. You've got this new round of strikes from both sides.
But the only way that could happen is stupidity and ignorance, right? I mean, that's what he said.
As both cannot seem to manage to just close it out and finalize a deal. So now we've got another heavy round of U.S. strikes inside of Iran, really as a way to pressure Iranian leaders to accept the terms of the deal that the White House is pushing.
All right, so this is how you know it's a lie. They say that it's to push them, to pressure them into a deal. They're not agreeing with the terms of Trump's deal that doesn't exist. So it's because of that. But wait a minute. They also say it's about something else.
And this is how the president characterized it last night.
We were really close to a deal, but they keep tapping us along. They keep playing us for suckers.
So CENTCOM says the U.S. hit multiple targets in southern Iran overnight. Iranian state media reporting there are explosions around some pretty critical areas there, including Keshem Island, that energy hub, also areas around the Strait of Hormuz as well.
Let me translate. He means war crimes. Attacking civilian infrastructure is a war crime.
Iranian leaders also claim that the Strait of Hormuz is closed off, although just last night, President Trump from the Oval Office saying that actually U.S. forces have helped some oil tankers pass through. And again,
which is a lie.
It comes back to this, Marky, the administration arguing that Iran has been dragging these talks out while they've been continuing to threaten U.S. assets, U.S. personnel in the region, and also international shipping. We did hear from the War Secretary yesterday, Pete Hegseth, who very bluntly said this.
We need to negotiate with bombs. We'll negotiate with bombs, and we're very good at it. Nobody better in the world.
So it's negotiation, right? They're doing this to negotiate a deal. They're not getting what they want, so they started bombing them.
And this is obviously not a one-way street. Iran also continuing in the last 2 days to target several U.S. bases in the region. So this is an exchange of fire going both ways, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
No, thank you, sir. All right, so you caught all that, right? Let's see. Is it in... So it's in this next clip I'm going to show, but it starts with something else. So so they've also said that they did this because a Shahed drone hit a Apache helicopter, wedged itself in the helicopter between the two pilots, and caused the helicopter to crash. The two pilots jumped off of the helicopter at some point and were saved by an unmanned drone submarine. Fantastical story, especially since a Shahed drone is very big. It's not a little drone. It's like half the size of the helicopter that it hit, and there's not really a place for it to wedge itself in there. And they generally blow up when they hit their targets, but this one did not, of course. And I can't say that none of that happened, but I don't think any of that happened at all. I mean, I think maybe a helicopter crash, that could have happened. That could be something that could be verified. But this fantastical story doesn't seem to be true. But this has been put forward as the reason for the attacks, that it's because they took down an Apache helicopter. But they also said that they attacked them just because they were pressuring them into a deal. So the ceasefire is more fire than cease, obviously. And yeah, so that's how that's going, guys.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a
No, I love.
Joe, so I have no reason to doubt that it happened. The only reason I have to doubt that it happened is that this administration has been caught lying to us numerous times about what and why and where things happened. They've lied about the money that the war is costing. They've lied about the nuclear capabilities of Iran. They've lied about the Strait of Hormuz over and over. Those are all reasons I have to doubt the story. Now, I imagine you don't agree with me on some of those things being lies, but again, that's something that later I could demonstrate to you one-on-one with their own words. They absolutely have lied about these things. But whether it's true or not doesn't matter. Let's pretend it is true. Let's give them the best case scenario. It's true, okay? Is it about negotiations and pressuring them into a deal, or is it about the Apache helicopter? Because they said both. They said it's about both of these things. So is it a combination of these things? Is it because they didn't mention the Apache helicopter in the beginning? They only mentioned the pressuring them into negotiating a deal that they want. So I think that it's strange for them not to mention that initially, and that later then they mention it. And here in this clip, Trump says that's the reason for it, and doesn't mention anything about pressuring them into a deal. He says the reason for it was the Apache strike. So um, let's see. Elira, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us here at the Kentucky Atheists and hanging out and stuff. Gold prices took a heavy tumble. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, yeah, serious stuff. So here, you know, this war has cost Americans billions of dollars already. The money that they're spending on this war is could have happened and not been known about, and using it as an ad hoc reason for the attack. That's I'll accept that. That's a good point, Regios. Thank you. That is an excellent point, and it kind of makes sense. You can get more Americans behind you, and uh, you can get more people behind you if you have soldiers being shot down in their helicopter in a fantastical rescue story. Uh, you know, I'll accept that. I think that's a good point. So I'll concede that. How the hell can a drone wedge itself between the pilots and an armored helicopter? Yeah, I should have brought a picture of an Apache helicopter because Shahed drones are not little. They're very large. They have like I think it was on the Midas Touch. I think they have like a 7-foot wingspan. Yeah, they're not tiny. It's a big drone, and they blow up on contact, and this one somehow broke through a into the cockpit. I mean, I don't. There's not room there for it to do that. Like maybe it could have punched just the nose of it through the top of the canopy, but I don't know how that would happen with an Apache helicopter either, because helicopters have this whirly thing on top that would prevent that a little bit. How is the name of the drone spelled? You'd have to look it up. Um, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get that for you real quick. Uh, Shahed, Shahed. No one said that the drone picked them straight out of the. No, I didn't say that either. A USV wedged itself to a merchant ship in the Black Sea last week. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't say that either, Joe. I said that the drone wedged itself in the helicopter, causing it to crash, and they had to jump out at some point. Um, it went down in the sea. I mean, maybe they jumped out when it was in the water or right before or whatever. I didn't say when. The drone picked them straight out of the helicopter. So, okay, I got you. Yeah, so I don't know. It's look. I'm not saying it's an impossibility. That's not what I'm getting at all. I just think that it's a fantastical story, and that uh, you know, it's it's a strange story, and I gave you the reasons that I question the things that this administration says. So, whenever you come up with a fantastical story, um, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I don't actually like that line, but not the time or place.
Love it. The numbers look great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now. Something you didn't.
So, billions of dollars the taxpayers are paying, hundreds of billions of dollars, and Trump sits and says he loves this inflation. Americans can't afford gas, can't afford food, can't afford basic living things. Children in this country go without meals directly because of this. The Strait of Hormuz is now completely closed. They lied about the ships coming through. That didn't happen. They're you can actually look and see where the ships are and the movement and stuff in the strait. It didn't happen. It's but even if it did, let's give them the best, give them the benefit of the doubt here. If Trump is confiscating all this oil, all these ships came through, everything's fine on that front. We don't get our oil from there anyway, but oil's on a world market. But if Trump took that oil and brought it here, it should drive down oil prices, and we should see gas prices returning to normal. If we're getting all this oil we didn't expect to get, it should start to stabilize the world market on oil, if it's all moving through there like that, because that's the very problem that's causing it. Trump sits and says he loves the inflation, and Trump, the way he speaks is hard to follow. But what I get from it is he says he loves the inflation because when this is over and the numbers return to normal, he'll get to brag about how fast and how far they went down. Is what he's saying here essentially. I'll start it over just to let you catch that yourself. But that's what he's doing.
About the latest inflation number, which came out this morning, could that be a
No, I love it. The numbers look great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out?
He loves the inflation because as soon as this war is over, right? He gets to say that he did something great. He cost our country hundreds of billions of dollars, but he thinks it's a good thing because he gets to brag about the numbers later. I don't think that that's right. With the tech I've seen that the military has these days, it's very probable that it happened. It didn't. You can see the movement of the ships in the strait. Like it just didn't happen. Even if you want to talk about that, there would be these ships that were there and heading that way, and then they used some technology and those ships disappeared. They can turn off transponders and stuff. I get that. But the ships were never there it didn't happen. The ships don't exist. Gas has been going down here. It takes a while for process to move when events happen. Gas has been going down. It's still way higher than it was before this, though. We're still paying billions of dollars more for gas. You raise gas goes up $2, and then you drop it 30 cents and pretend like you did a good thing. It's good that gas went down some, but it does really nothing to solve the problem that people can't afford to eat or drive or anything, that they have to choose to put gas in their car to go to work rather than have breakfast. That sucks. And Trump, it's not just that sucks. Shit happens. I get it. But Trump sits and says that he loves the inflation because he gets to brag about it later while that's happening. That's the point I'm making. People are starving, But Trump gets to brag about numbers when the war's over and everything goes back to normal, or so he says. It's not going to go back to normal. There's a whole big study done on this. Gas isn't going to, even if gas went down to $1 below where it was before this started, it's still going to go back up because there's the damage is done. This is not something that you can just fix overnight. Gas was $3.73 a gallon here less than 3 days ago. It's since jumped to $4.37 a gallon. I just paid $4.33 a gallon today. The cheapest gas has gotten here is $4.03, I think. That's the lowest that we've got it down to. I paid $25, a little bit better for 5. Yeah. No, we go and put $20 in, you get 4 gallons or 5 gallons. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. AIS data of the ships aren't reliable. You can change it, turn it off. Yeah. It can be turned off, but it would have been on at some point. Right? Like those ships were never there. They never and once they go through the strait, they would be out in international waters. You would see those transponders go on. There would be some evidence of this oil exchanging hands. There would be, they completely closed the Strait of Hormuz though, and they're taking down drones and helicopters and stuff. You think they missed 10 oil tankers going through there? You think they just didn't see 10 oil tankers that are huge? Like these oil tankers, I can't, I can't, I don't even have the words to explain how big they are. They're like fucking 300 yards long and multiple stories tall. They're huge boats. And those just went through the strait and nobody noticed. All right. Let's hear that story though.
Millions of barrels of oil. Nobody.
Billions of
You know
barrels.
who doesn't know about it? Iran until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no lights because they don't have any radar.
22 ships. 22 ships that are the size of 3 football fields almost, and as tall as they're like. How tall are they? They're like 5 stories tall out of the water. Like, so 22 of them went through. Iran didn't notice. They weren't picked up on radar. They weren't picked up by transponders at any. But those 22 ships were never seen. What 22 ships? What are their names? Where are they from? This is verifiable information. None of it exists though. The Shahed 147 that's used by Iran has a wingspan of 26 meters, 85 feet. Shahed Gaza also used 21 meters, 69 feet. I don't know about that because the information I looked at said it had a 7-foot wingspan. But I mean, judging by you asked how to spell it and then you provided this, I'm sure that you looked this up somewhere. So, 21 a drone. I don't think those numbers are right. It's about who claimed the drone being wedged in Lo Jinzhou is in for a surprise. Oh, is it? Hold on. Let me go look at my Discord and get this real quick. Thank you, Soot. Where'd you put it? You posted in here. Let's go look. Do. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys, I'm getting this. I want to show this. So I'm just going to read this article real quick. I will provide everyone a link for it though, if you want to go look at it also. Um, oh, okay. I see Deviant. Yeah. Those are the numbers that I've seen. And I do understand there's multiple models though. So let me, this is the link to the article that I'm looking at. I'm not going to put this article on screen, but the New York Post, the article is titled, hold on, why can I not scroll? Trump reveals jaw-dropping bravery of Apache pilots after Iranian drone lodged in helicopter, a miracle. This is a post by Chris Nessie. There is an associated video. Again, we're not going to. Let me stop this from playing real quick. So, sorry about the coughing, guys. President Trump shared new details about the heroic actions of U.S. Army Apache helicopter pilots, whose quick thinking helped them narrowly escape a fiery death at the hands of a deadly Iranian attack drone. Speaking to Fox News Wednesday, the president said a drone laden with explosives had lodged between the pilots inside the helicopter as it was flying low over enemy territory, fully engulfed in flames, but failing to explode as intended. At any moment, it could have exploded. Trey Yinks told Network after speaking with Trump, who called the harrowing incident a miracle. So we're trying to take down the helicopter with the drone lodged in the gunship without it exploding. There's a lot of heat inside the cockpit of this helicopter, and ultimately, these two pilots were able to take it down into the sea, he said, quoting the president. After the pilots brought down the $40 million craft, they were rescued by an unmanned sea drone, a first in U.S. military history. The AI-powered 24-foot psionic Corsair autonomous surface vessel found the Apache crew, who had been stranded in the waters off of Oman for 2 hours, the Wall Street Journal reported. The unmanned boats can carry up to 1,000 pounds and reach speeds of 40 miles per hour. Officials said once the pilots were shepherded to safety, a rescue chopper hoisted them up. Following Iran's unjustified drowning of the helicopter, the U.S. military unleashed a series of proportional strikes against the regime, rattling the fragile 2-month-old ceasefire agreement to its core. Trump said the retaliatory strikes were not meant to renew the hostilities that have raged in the region since late February, but said in a phone interview with ABC reporter that it was very important to respond. This is a response of what they did with our helicopter last night. So again, back to the same question I had about that before. No, I don't. I've got a fan that's running. I don't know. Oh, do you hear that drip? That single drip? Is that what you're hearing? Sorry about that. Aunt Jerry's always on the background stuff. I'm sorry that I know that that's distracting. Uh, I'll let this video play for a minute, and I'll fix it. Shit, wrong button. Hold on. So listen to Trump's explanation here.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation?
Barrels of oil. Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships, late at night with no lights, because they don't have any radar, because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Remember when I did this, I said, look, the one bad thing will be we hit the best economy we've ever hit. And I said to my people, I had Scott, I had Howard, I had Pete, I had all of them. I had Todd in the room. I said, the one thing we have to do now, we had just hit the highest stock market in history, highest 401ks in history. Everything was going well. And I said, I hate to do this to you guys, but Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon very soon. We have to go and attack. So we hit them with the B-2 bombers, which took a lot of courage. It was totally successful. We buried it, very hard to get. But now we had to make the second move. And I said, you know, the bad part is the stock market will go down by a lot based on predictions of experts, like 25%. And it was worth it. To me, it was worth it not to have a nuclear weapon. And the other thing is that oil would go to $250 a barrel. It's at 85. And
all right. I fixed it though anyway. I don't like that I'm distracting people with that. My videos and the way that I stream is already janky as hell, so you know. Yeah. Yeah, and calling them unmanned. That I quoted that. That's not the term that I would use. I just call it a drone. So let's look at something else here. I got lots more. All right, so we always got to hit something about the Epstein files because they want us to forget about it so bad. But let me see if I can. Yeah. So, an FBI intake report reviewed by Miami New Times contains allegations from 2021 tipster who claimed that Donald Trump knew about underage sex parties allegedly held at Trump-owned golf course and that club revenue was used to fund them. The document included in records related to Jeffrey Epstein, summarizes claims made to the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. According to the report, the caller also alleged having knowledge of conversations involving Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, I'm telling you this. It's important. It's weird that this wasn't in the files if this information was taken. So again, we're being lied to and not given all of the files. But this last paragraph says the allegations were recorded by the FBI, but publicly released records do not show that investigators substantiated the claims. Other FBI summaries cited by Miami New Times indicate that similar complaints were later deemed not credible. Okay, that's fine that they found them not credible, but that should have that whole thing should have been contained within the Trump Epstein files that were released, and it wasn't. That's the issue there. The official NATO term is uncrewed, not unmanned. But guess which country is opposing it right now? Yeah, right. I feel you, Larry. I get you. Again, I don't even. Whenever you say drone, I think that's you don't even need to say that. I mean, I guess if somebody says, "Well, who flies the drone?" Well, it's done remotely. Like I don't even think there's a need to use a what's the word? I'm sorry. Um, yeah, there's no need to do it at all. But yeah, and again, you know, I was I was quoting the article. I don't, I wouldn't. I understand. I understand the complaint there. I get it. And I'm sorry. I'm terrible with words. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got to talk about mental state again. I'm sure that many of you have heard about this next story. But this is, you know, they made a big deal about it because, you know, he goes on about the election bullshit again and all that. But the way that he like he is very aggressively oh, I know, Illyra. I got you. I get it. Yeah, I love that. I love for people to point those things out. You're not bothering me. You did a good thing there. I'm, you know, I got you. What's up, Bree? Good to see you. The uh, so the, the thing that I want to focus on here, and we can talk about the argument and the evidence and all that stuff too. But the thing that I really want you to pay attention to here is his face and just how aggressively he calls her stupid, and you know, again, his attitude towards women is you know, less than savory. Lyra being a troublemaker? No, no. Lyra's helping me out today. Uh, so
In Iran was front and center on today's edition of Meet the Press as moderator Kristen Welker sat down exclusively with President Donald Trump. But as the interview went on, the president walked out when Welker challenged him about his claims about fixed elections.
The election was rigged. It was a dirty election. And it's happening again right now in California.
Presented evidence.
It's happening right now in California.
So, a little background if you don't know, which I'm sure most of you know about this, but elections in California are slow and they take a while to get all the mail-in ballots and the absentee voting and all that stuff. And they're slow to count them. It's a big state. It's a big deal. They do things a little differently. But you know, just like the Trump election, he's saying it's rigged because most of these mail-in votes, these late votes, are Democratic votes. It's California. Like, does he really think that a Republican is getting ready to be the mayor of LA? Like, it's just crazy to even like. That's why does he even think that's a thing? I mean, I get it. I mean, I kind of get it. His ego. He always thinks that he wins everything and that everybody loves him when he doesn't. And I have a clip of him in denial about that after this. But again, watch how aggressive he gets about this.
Rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. It's no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with.
That's how they count.
You know
the
why
votes
they're doing
in
that? Because they're cheating on the election.
What? Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
really.
Let's
well,
continue.
you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an
Wisconsin.
hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what? A country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
So yeah, um, they were in this. They were in Wisconsin. They were doing an event there, and it's raining in the background. Trump was already irritated because they had some audio issues because of the rain. He was already mad about it and whatever, and he was being a dick the whole time. The thing that I found really like just demonstrating some of Trump's. Is this it right here? Hold on.
Let's call it quits because.
No, let's go back. Here. I mean, look how aggressive he is. And just how angry he is that about this. Disturbing behavior from our president as usual. So Aunt Jur, thank you for the excuse me, Red Bull. Thank you for the link in uh, uh, Discord. And also for those of you that are in my Discord, um, you can during the show like this, if there's stuff you want me before or after or whatever you want me to talk about on here, or it's important or pertinent to what we're going on about, then you can post links and stuff in Politicality on my Discord, and I'll look at those, whether they're before the show or during it or whatever. Now, during the show, depending on how much stuff we have, I don't always have time. I'll look, but yeah. Aunt Jera sent out. Oh no! I've got the Red Bull. Aunt Jera sent me a link, and while I was trying to read it, I burped. Well, I didn't burp. I had to hold back a burp, and so yeah. Anyway, drone is usually used to refer to smaller ones. It's vague because it doesn't specify the top, which is necessary. Yeah, no, I agree. That's fair. But the U.S. says so let's use drones instead of the official agreed NATO terminology. It's like saying call different kinds of warships ships. Yeah, no, I agree with that assessment. Anyway, I posted a link to this CNN article here. Trump cancels U.S. strikes in Iran and suggests agreement is close. The president has repeatedly signaled the U.S. nearing bargain with Iran, despite strikes from both sides. So when you scroll down, though, here's the latest. Trump on strikes. President Donald Trump said he was canceling planned strikes against Iran tonight because final points of agreement between the two sides had been approved. Trump earlier vowed to take Cargill Island, which handles roughly 90% of Iran's crude exports. Plans to capture the island have been drawn up for months, but continuously shelved because it was considered too risky. Iran's Revolutionary Guards say they targeted U.S. bases in the region overnight for a second consecutive day, following U.S. strikes across Iran. In response to the strikes, Iran said the Strait of Hormuz was closed, a claim the U.S. military rejected. And a senior Iranian official told CNN in Tehran that Iran would respond more severely to any more attacks. You know, this is what he's done the whole time, though, right? Oh yeah, no. Hey, I always appreciate the information, Alira. I love that you're providing so much information on the nuance of things here. That's why I keep reading your messages because I want to provide as much good information as possible to everyone that's watching or listening or whatever, whether it's now or later or whatever. I want that information here. So I appreciate what you're doing. It's not even like it's an annoyance, or it's definitely not any of that. And it's not a passive thing. I actively appreciate you filling those things in. One of the things I know you haven't watched a lot of my content. You've seen me maybe once. before this. I'm very apt to go on tangents like this one, and very scattered sometimes, and I'm not the best speaker. I'm not really very good at this YouTube thing, but I like doing it, and I like hanging out with people and stuff. And so anything that adds context to the things that we're talking about is useful, and I appreciate it. Um, yeah, no, continue right on. I enjoy your company and your addition to the stream. You're helping me out here. In fact, Alir, if you want to come on sometime, you can. Uh, if you want to come on and talk about stuff, I would love to have you. We have people come on all the time. So anyway, we'll work from the most recent thing, and then I'll talk about a little bit more about the what was said during the interview that he walked away from. So Trump has been saying this the whole time. He says that he's going to do some big crazy attack. I'm going to destroy bridges and water and power, and we're going to bomb the hell out of them and all this stuff. He always says that, and then when it comes time to do it, he says that he's not, because they have a deal and it's going to it's going to be done. And then we go through this some more, and they continue to keep fighting through a ceasefire. No deal ever happens because this is all one sided. Trump is just running his mouth, and nothing is really taking place. Iran says that they'll respond to attacks. So in that sense, they've already agreed to quit as long as we quit attacking them. Up until this ceasefire, 238 different targets were hit in American bases that were either severely damaged or destroyed. And also, the numbers that have been reported to Congress as far as the cost of this war have excluded the cost of rebuilding our bases and repairing things, and the damage that's been done to those 238 targets. So, I don't know how many more were hit by Iran in the last couple of days, but what I get from the reporting is it is more. Um, excuse me. But yeah, so there's, I think that until I see something from Iran confirming that there's some kind of deal that they're getting ready to make, I don't believe a word of that CNN article, because Trump does this every week. We've got a deal and it's the best deal and we'll win everything, and we get this and we get everything that we want and they get nothing, and it's a total victory for us, and Iran says we don't know what the hell he's talking about. We haven't talked to him at all about any of that, and that has been the case over and over and over and over. So I think that's important. Now, going back to the interview with Kristen Welker there on Meet the Press, Donald Trump gets up and walked out because he says the election was rigged in 2020, and that it's rigged again in California because a Democrat wins. Anytime a Democrat is going to win an election, it's rigged. They think that the mayoral race is rigged, but all the other races, there was no problem with any of those. It's just that one. And it's because a Democrat's going to win for this very important city. Alira's awesomeness, a wonderful, valuable, talented, kind, empathetic, and knowledgeable addition to the community. This I know. Yeah, no. I love everything I've experienced with Alira so far. Definitely glad to have another person who likes to hang out during these streams and help out with getting good information out to people. So I mentioned that it's Trump's ego that won't let him admit that that things aren't going great. This is funny as hell. Trump attended Game 3 of the NBA Finals, which is a huge event. Yeah, you can see this is an outdoor outdoor event where people are watching the finals there on a big screen. But during the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, Trump, they flashed Trump's picture on the live feed of Trump onto the big jumbotron, and they did this because they thought that people wouldn't boo him during the national anthem, and girl, how about a warning next time? So let's see how the people took it.
I did not, no.
Those were definitely boos.
What did you think of the reception you got from the Knicks fans tonight?
I thought great. I mean, I thought it was amazing, actually. You mean when they had the camera on me? I thought it was very good, yeah. It was certainly amazing. It was I think, mostly cheers. It was loud and it was very enthusiastic.
All right. So what he said was, it was amazing, and I agree with that. It was amazing because MSG, Madison Square Garden, actually said that they've never heard anybody booed as badly as Trump was booed, and it was during the national anthem when they thought no one would boo him because of the importance of that song. People were generally reserve it till later. So he says that it was mostly cheers and he wasn't booed. Now that was an outside event. That wasn't in the stadium. This is in the stadium. Let's see if Trump's right. I mean, let's see if we can find some obvious, sign of it was more cheers than boos. Let's check that out.
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, whose broad stripes and bright stars.
I mean, that sounds like boos to me. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with he's an idiot, because no reasonable person would hear that and think that that's cheering. The showing Trump's picture during the national anthem is I find borderline offensive, honestly. Trump is a traitor. Many of his followers, especially the January 6th traitors, are traitors. Trump is the shows that we have a number of Americans who are the most un-American, racist pieces of shit in the world, and I remember years before Trump became president that the Republicans pushed this narrative that racism was dead in the United States. Bill Maher did episodes on it. This was talked about on Fox, CNN. Everybody was saying this stuff. Racism isn't really a thing like it was anymore. Racism isn't very prevalent anymore. Meanwhile, where I live, the KKK puts flyers in your mailbox to join. And the Post, they took his dick out long enough to report that. Wowzers. Yeah, Amber. I agree. Somebody probably got fired over it. They probably fired 100 people over it, because that's how they do. Uh, Trump's buddy. So yeah, you know, the title of this video, uh, that's the thing I'm going to justify right now. So there is a gullible group, a gullible cult of right wing Christian Trump supporters who believe anything that he says, and that everything is good, and that gas prices went up $2 and dropped 20 cents, and that's a good thing. There is a group of people in this country that feel that way, and they happen to also be the same group that make up the white supremacist racist groups and commit crimes against trans people and others in the LGBTQ community, which we should be definitely pointing out those things during Pride Month, and celebrating the people of that community, not attacking them. Yet that's what they do. And, you know, they tried to push this narrative that racism was dead in the United States and not a thing. And the young Republicans are apparently all neo-Nazis. So, or maybe boomer. They thought he was a boomer. Yeah. Okay. So, what else do I got, guys? Let's see what else I got. Ceasefire, Trump, inflation, walks out. Oh, that is all I got. That's all I got for today. All right. So, I don't know if anybody, we've got about 45 minutes left that I can stream. I will, I'll post a link if anyone wants to join and talk to me. You don't have to or whatever. But, I'm always welcome, to anyone who wants to come and say something, agree with me, disagree with me, tell me I'm a piece of shit, whatever. I welcome it all. So if anybody wants to come on and say anything, you can. If not, that's cool too. But if nobody does, we're going to wrap up here a little bit early. That's all the clips and stuff I bought. What is your opinion on Graham Plattner? Who is Graham Plattner? Let me see, because I don't recognize the name, but I imagine I will know the actions of this person when I see them. American politician. Graham Plattner cheers the Republicans after clinching Susan Collins matchup in Maine and other primary takeaways. Motion for in court. I'm unfamiliar with what you're talking about. Average Joe. What's up, Al Trucker? Good to see you. That is a link to join the studio that I'm streaming from. You will be, if you click that link, you will be live on the YouTube stream. That link allows you into the studio where I'm doing this from EV Mux. Yeah, good on Gaza, bad on tattoo choices. Damn it. Damn it, I got that wet. Anyway, so, a little bit of everything today. A little bit of, Trump being crazy and aggressive, as dementia patients often behave in certain stages of that disease. obvious election denials, the big lie stuff, denial that he was booed. Um, Trump saying that only stupidity or ignorance would change the fact that they had a deal and everything was going good, and only stupidity or ignorance could change that. And then immediately the United States started bombing Iran. So and then they show Pete Hegseth justifying it. So stupidity and ignorance showed up. Um, the crazy story about the drone and hitting the Apache helicopter and the it's just a fantastical story. I don't know either way. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but um, um, you know, it's a crazy story. There's an issue with him about a Nazi tattoo on his chest. Oh, yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but I'll look into it. I'll look into it, and by Sunday when we do the show, if you show up Sunday, Joe, I will have done some digging on that. Uh, yeah, this stream is very relaxing for some reason. I think it's because of you, Joe. Something about the way you talk. I'm enjoying it, so please do continue. Oh, well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. You know, I come on here and usually I don't prepare in any way for these shows. I just show up and give you my opinion and talk about whatever. Okay.
You won't be done with about 3?
Here in about 10 minutes.
Well, you ain't gonna hurry, but are you gonna go to the water park with us?
Sure.
Okay.
You know, I'm very genuine in my opinions about things. I tell you it the way that I think it, and I don't. Sometimes I beat around the bush about stuff. I'm bad about rambling and things, but you know what you get here is me being honest and open about things. So I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm glad that the Kentucky accent doesn't make you think I'm an idiot, because lots of people get that takeaway from me. They think that I'm either an idiot or a racist piece of shit because Kentucky, you know. Um, so people like Thomas Sheedy came here to think that they were going to find a comfortable place to hang out, because the Kentucky atheist is surely a right wing person, right? I'm not, obviously, but yeah. I just look to have a good time doing this. Whenever Lil and I do the show together, it's you know, Lil has a lot of good information and a lot of knowledge on topics related to this administration. Um, Personal safety reasons. I know you. Oh yeah. No. By all means. And if you ever want to come do something recorded and have a conversation where it's just audio or whatever, by all means. Or even if you just want to talk to me at some point, you just let me know, and we don't have to do it recorded or anything. I make myself available for anybody that wants to have an honest conversation with me. That's one of the things that I pride myself on too. You don't know this about me, Alira, and some of you that do, I'm sorry, I'm going to bore you for a minute. But I was addicted to heroin and opiates for about 20 years. I was an IV drug user, overdosed multiple times, and got clean a little over 10 years ago, and have done a lot of work to work with other addicts and their families and stuff to find detoxes and programs if they want to do that. I I have I've done lots of stuff in that area, and so that relates to this kind of stuff because I bring that into this with me. I'm always using my perspective and my quote unquote wisdom from those experiences to view the world through that lens. My quote unquote worldview isn't atheism. It isn't. It isn't left wing politics. It's all of those things that have happened throughout my life that I leverage into a way to communicate to others. The you know, I could sit and feel sorry for myself for the things that happened there. My rock bottom ended up being homeless with hepatitis and overdosing and locked up, threatened with 25 years in prison with a newborn baby. And in that moment, I had to make some changes. And I, I got off drugs right at the time fentanyl started to hit. And most of my friends from that time are dead. Over 100 of my friends are dead. Like 30, 40 different people from my graduating class are dead. I often say I know more dead people than alive people. Um, so those things inform the way that I address everything. And I'm always keeping in mind the idea that if somebody, whether they are in a troublesome situation, whether it be religion or drugs or just, depression, that oftentimes all you have to do is give someone an opportunity and they, they tend to do big things with that opportunity. 1 second, Al Trucker, I'll get you in here. Uh, 1 second, guys. I got to change the layout to do this. This way, Al. Let's just go here. What's up, Al Trucker?
Oh, I'm just driving up north here, just having fun in the Canadian wilderness. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to see you. I always
Good to
love
see you
to
too.
talk to you. Yeah.
No, it's always nice to talk to the Kentucky atheist, the one and only. And I started watching. I don't have great signal up here. I'm in a place where I have signal. I was like, oh, I think I can join in and say hello. I don't know. You probably weren't inviting me specifically, but I can't really like chat. So I rolled into town and I was like, okay, I think I have signal. I'm gonna say hello and see what's going on. I think your country's having a lot of fun right now politically. Mine is to like a much lesser extent. So, yours is always you're trying to be bigger and better and brash and bold and you fucking nailed it, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Stuck the landing, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. If being the most interesting circus in all of politics worldwide is what you're looking for, and interesting is not necessarily being used in a good way, you
Yeah.
fucking nailed it. You stuck that landing, and yep. And your leotard isn't even riding up,
Right. Right. Yeah.
or maybe it is. That might be the fucking problem.
Well, I mean, if you look at like Donald Trump, who is a reality show businessman,
Yep.
um, he had folks like Gary Busey and Meatloaf and some of these characters that were interesting for all the wrong reasons at times.
Mm-hmm.
And he very much practiced the ideology that all press is good press, right? Whether it's negative or not, it's good for you.
Yeah, yeah. Like having your name out there is just—it's more important. It's more important than anything. It's being recognizable and recognized and talked about is better than, even if it's for all the wrong reasons, is better than just living in isolation and obscurity. But I tell you, living in obscurity is it's not that bad. I've been doing it for a long time.
Well, no, I agree with you, Al. I mean, like, you know, I don't do this looking for fame and wouldn't know what to do with it if I found it. You know, the but like the problem with him applying that to the United States is the United States was already considered the richest, most powerful country. Like, our brand reputation was already there. Um,
Yeah.
so when you
It used to
go,
be quite good. It used to be like you're a bit like a bit of an odd duck out there, we might say. But there was some respect and there was some friendship and reciprocity in not just trade but in visits and stuff, which works out to trade. There's a lot of that's a center stage issue in our country, which I don't know how much you hear about that about like how much less voluntary travel to the U.S. is happening by Canadians,
oh
which
yeah,
for us is like often an easy thing to do. Like if you're not a convicted felon, you can basically show like previously you could show up with your passport. And even when I was a kid, you just needed you needed some ID, like your driver's license was good enough. And they sometimes they didn't even ask for it. They're just like, "What are you coming for?" Like to get cheap groceries and gas. All right, have a great day. We'll see you later. Like that was it.
yeah,
And then it's become something else. But our I don't know how much you hear about this, but in our country, the front and center is all the stuff that they say about us and other countries. So stuff if it's about trade, if it's about renegotiating trade deals, or like Trump saying that the U.S. is being taken advantage of by whatever it is. He'll say Germany, England, Canada, Australia, like whatever, and now all these countries are like, oh, what the fuck, like. Are you guys building like a bubble around yourselves and you're just not going to work with people at all? Like, 'cause that's what it feels like. And we're voluntarily boycotting your entire country.
yeah. My state alone has lost $1 billion because of the actions of Canada.
Yep.
In the bourbon industry. The bourbon is like one of our huge things here. If
Oh yeah, the Kentucky bourbon, yeah. And
yeah,
full disclosure, before I became sober, I was a bourbon drinker. I was a fan of, and my favorite one, and I don't know, I think it's from Kentucky, is
wood.
the old Rip Van Winkle. I think is the best,
Oh, that's
sour mash bourbon out there. And I
that's
still have 2 part bottles of it in my cabinet.
oh wow, that's expensive shit.
Oh
Um,
yeah, oh yeah.
I,
This stuff it's hand numbered labels. They write it on in pen, like
yeah,
which
yeah.
bottle you have and which batch. And I
Now
have 2 part bottles.
I've
I was so
never.
drunk I thought I had money, Joe. That was the situation.
I've never had the pleasure of even being able to afford a shot of that alcohol. The My favorite to drink is Maker's Mark, or preferably Woodford Reserve if I can afford it. Um,
Those are both quite decent. Like it's
yeah,
no old Rip Van Winkle, but you gotta live within your means apparently.
yeah,
Um, unless you're like a corrupt politician who's like giving and taking bribes all over the goddamn place. Um, I don't like that's the vision I have. I don't know if that's what other people see, but I see, I see naked corruption
oh
all
yeah,
over the place. And like, is that just a story I'm being fed? Like, I'm sure some people are like, well, I know Donald's been. Have you already talked about this interview he did with this lady in the barn with
yeah,
the
yeah.
John Deere tractor? Did you already talk about that? Because like that is fucking like
Unhinged.
wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's been in a I was surprised he wasn't going on about her being a woman who's not doing the right thing this way and that way, because he's been absolutely brutal to several female journalists over the last number of months. And it's kind of sickening in my mind. And
no.
this one he seemed to be just sort of lambasting every large corporation that provides media to the world, or at least in America.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he not only attacked all these media companies, but then he called her stupid and corrupt.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I showed the clip of that right before you got here, actually,
All right.
and we talked about how aggressively mean he was to her. and that it signals his cognitive situation.
Yeah.
The You know, whenever I think about how the world views America, the thing that I always, the first thing that I think about is USAID. Um, you know,
Yeah.
America had the ability, we had the ability to do a lot more. But USAID was an example of how we were obtaining power and influence through good deeds to other people, right?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
even if that selfish reasoning was there for it, which it absolutely was, I mean, America kind of has that thing going on with it. But the USAID was helping hundreds of thousands, millions of people over time, and doing a lot of great, wonderful things for the world. And because of shuttering it completely, um, I think some estimates in the high end were like 3 million people will die. Definitely hundreds of thousands in the immediate future will die
Yeah.
because of the actions of the Trump administration. And so when I think about how the world views the United States, um, I can't blame anybody for having the most harsh criticism of the United States that they can muster because we have earned it, even if we weren't all actively behind such actions.
Yeah.
It is one of the most disappointing and American exceptionalism is a term that often gets brought up because Americans often view themselves as the best at everything. We have the best healthcare, even though it's the worst. We have the best
Yeah.
education, even though it's in like the 40s somewhere. Um, you know, Americans often view all these things as great without actually critically thinking or assessing them in real time. Um,
That's that's absolutely, and the world, the outside world perception is is not good, and it's getting worse. Unfortunately, I'm seeing, like when I say locally, I mean Canada wide, but I'm also seeing worldwide discussions when it comes to politics, when it comes to diplomacy and world relations. Like Canada used to be proud to join the U.S. in providing a peacekeeping force in bringing like the world's impoverished or devastated nations that needed help. Canada was proud to be alongside the U.S. going and doing these missions previously, and I think the name USAID, that aid or organization that's a government funded organization, was not one whose name was on my lips, but the idea that the U.S. would come to the aid of people worldwide after a devastating any situation, you name it, like a hurricane, um, like volcano eruptions and other types of storms and earthquakes and things that would disrupt and destroy places. The idea that other countries that hadn't been affected by that would roll up their sleeves and bring what they had and donate, and that big countries would big countries that were well off would do what they could to help. Like I feel like Donald Trump, he doesn't even want to help his own territories and states. Like it seems like why would you expect he'd show up or bring any of your people or your resources to bear on something like that? Now it'd be the least like I think it would be the least likely thing to happen ever. I don't think he cares about anyone but himself.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
I don't like the feeling that that's a new attitude in your country, and that you're our neighbors and our prior like our best trading partner. Our we worked on a lot of things together. We had a lot of cooperative, reciprocal relationships on a lot of things, and I feel like that's been destroyed by really like just the ramblings of a lost person who doesn't understand anything about what they're talking about. It's both sickening and disappointing, and like just kind of, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind of like a gut punch too, right? And I don't know how it plays there, but like to us, it's just like, holy fuck, are you guys not going to do something about this? It's kind of like how I see it, and when I say that, to be clear, I'm not suggesting something violent. I know that stuff like that has happened before, and there
sure.
seems to be like a lot of rhetoric and stuff, but when it comes right down to it, like, Joe, what can you guys do? What are your options down there?
Well, I think right now, and this may be a horrible analogy, I don't know, but um, America has become the crazy ex, right? Boyfriend or girlfriend. We're not who it seems we're not who you thought we were, and
Yeah.
and that's a thing that that's one of the troubling things here because and you're not the first person to ask me this. Mark Reed asked me about this too. Where
Okay.
what does the way back look like, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I think my opinion, and I'm nobody, and take it with a grain of salt, but my opinion is that although this damage was done with the stroke of a keyboard and a headpiece talking on TV, um, it can't be undone easily, and it's going to take time and a lot of effort to earn back the trust and respect of these people that have supported us and we've supported them, and we've worked together to make the world a better place.
Mm.
And now we're actively making it a worser. I don't know what the word is. We're
Yeah.
not doing good, and so I think that first of all, the first thing that needs to happen is we need to apologize to a lot of people, um, and like I apologize to people on behalf of my country often, even though the administration of my country would not agree with that apology. The But I think first there has to be an apology, and that we have to. I mean, talk the talk and walk the walk. I mean, I think that we have to get back
Yeah.
in there and show and demonstrate that we're going to go back, at least try and make our way back to the position we were in before, and that means doing those things like USAID and helping the less fortunate. And it reminds me of a quote in the Bible, which I'll kind of paraphrase here. But we're going to be judged by how we treat the least of us, not the best of
Yeah.
us, the greatest of us. Um, I think a
Exactly. Yeah. And no, it is a
oh, I think I'm going to lose you. You froze up. You were roboting out, and you froze up. Um, if you, yeah,
did I
oh yeah, you're cutting out real bad. Like, uh, can't even hear any one word of what you're saying. So, I'll look at some of this chat. Maybe Al's just driving through a bad patch here. Um, Canada has done some awful shit in other countries too. That's on capitalism. I don't blame people, and frankly, I don't even know if people are aware. Theoretically, because even a George W. Bush and an Obama could do illegal warfare undercover, Trump is too stupid to hide it and play democracy support. Yeah, Alira, I'm talking about taking advantage of economically weaker countries and using their lands to mine minerals, etc. They need with no care for the environment. All right, let's see here.
did I come back, Joe, or was I
Yeah,
lost?
yeah.
Am
I
I
can hear.
am I
I
here?
can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay. Yeah. Like the wilderness out here is not well covered by cell service. So I may lose you, and I apologize if I'm ruining your show with my
Yeah, yeah, lost you again. Um, so, you know, again, I think let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, immediately lost him again. Let's see.
Did you unlose me? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you keep dropping and coming back in. You're just in.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm ruining the program.
You are not, Al. It's. I think that you brought an excellent point and an excellent question about the way back and what that looks like. And you know, when I'm getting ready to release a docu style video about the place that I live in Kentucky, and that video is going to be in response to a number of other videos I've found about Ashland, Kentucky. Um, and they say, oh, it's a great place to retire, and it's this and that, and they always show this same little section of Ashland that's real pretty and nice. And my video though is going to show the homeless encampments, and I've done interviews with homeless people, and I've went out and showed the grittier part of the city and the drug addicts and the the debt and all the problems that exist with this city. And I think that is almost the thing that needs to happen. Humility, like we have to not just pretend like everything's great because the Dow hit 50,000. We have to also talk about the problems head on and come together with our world community, figure out how to fix those things.
Well, Joe, I mean, this come off as like a flippant question, but it isn't because I'm gonna make what I hope is a point. Um, do you have a large stock portfolio, Joe? And what about your neighbors and friends around Ashland there? Like, how many people do you think are making most of their wealth from investment?
I would say it's 1%.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't have a stock portfolio. I like my economic situation personally, which is not really relevant, but I ended up having to take a lot of what I had saved out to deal with stuff. And I was never a stock trader. I had my stuff invested in things that were supposed to generally go up. And a lot of that happens. And the thing is, the more people there are, and the more businesses grow and develop, and the more people there are to purchase and use services and goods, the economy will just keep growing. That's just the natural state of things. But just having things go up in value that is not the mark of good management of a country.
Right.
That's
Oh damn! You're roboting out again, Al. We lost you. You're still here, but I can't even hear you, and you're froze.
we have Toronto Stock Exchange that deals with Canadian stocks independently. I know there's several other changes. But it's a role on between that world.
Well, Al, again, you're froze up, and I imagine you'll drop, and there it goes. Let's see if we got you again here.
Oh, every time I climb a hill, I get a signal, and every time I go into a valley, I think I lose it. So I'm probably not doing the program much good here, Joe. But I think you were answering me, and I was babbling. So we'll see what happens.
Well, no, I think theoretically, I like this comment here. Oh no, the economy is not automatically growing. We'll see that soon, I'm afraid. we're close to a global recession and a refugee crisis because of the Iran war. Yeah, the whenever you gear the government and everything towards that 1%, that does, and maybe the top 3% have all this stock money and stuff. Not counting 401ks and things like that, but um, the idea that the stock market is doing good doesn't tell you anything about the wealth gap and the problem of income inequality in the United States.
Yeah.
My city has 30 banks, and some people see all these big, huge 5-story bank buildings, and they think, oh, all those banks, there's a lot of money there. When I see all those banks, though, I see there's a lot of debt here.
Yeah.
And the median income of Ashland, Kentucky, is below the poverty line. So like, it's not what the stock market is doing is not in any way reflective of how the American people are doing.
No, no, it isn't. It doesn't really tell you much other than, a large number of American companies publicly traded have increased in value. That's what that means. But that's a speculative value. It's not a real hard value. It's all speculative.
When the stock market is doing bad, it has a larger effect on the impoverished. But when the
Yeah,
stock market's doing good, those same people don't receive any of the benefits.
that's right. Like, how much better would the economy be if everybody earned a good living, and if people had money in their hands, even if they had bad situations. Like, we've made a world where only one type of person is allowed to be proud of who they are, and everyone else is like a bane on society. And we're told this by the people that are so rich they don't work at all, and they're telling us only people that work for a living are worthwhile. Well, like, how can both things be true? It doesn't make sense to me. There's lots of people that contribute to society without having like a regular 9 to 5 style job.
Yeah, yeah,
And you could sell them a lot more. You sell a lot more shit to them if they had any fucking money.
yeah.
Even me, I could buy more stuff. There's more things I would be a better input to the economy if I earned more money and made more purchases and could afford better things, and that would improve a lot of things for the world.
Oh, sure. The America is, and other places too. But I'm here in America, so I'm going to use it as
Mm. You
we
got to
are.
talk about where you are, right? Like, it's what you know, and
Yeah.
and you can't really give a ton of informed opinions unless you travel extensively.
Well,
And I don't know
I've
what it's
never
like to
seen
be an
the
American, you
ocean.
know.
I've never seen the ocean, so you don't have to worry about my traveling.
Mm.
The um, America is a nation of consumers, right? We
Yeah,
we uh, we consume more than we produce, and so yeah, universal basic income is something that would benefit benefit even the rich people more. But
yeah,
that wealth inequality, though, the wealth gap, those rich people don't want poor people to hold that money, because if poor people control some part of the financial economy,
yeah,
um, it's less control and power that they have over those people. Um, the
yeah. You can't sell them fuck all when they're dirt poor.
Right. It's there's like a catch-22 thing there for them, like,
Mm.
um, sure, they would grow and make money in one sense, but um, it would put more people on equal footing,
Yeah.
and they don't want that because not because of the money. That's where the power comes in, right?
Yeah,
The
they because they're tired of just having money, which is why I keep saying we should put them on their yachts and set them adrift.
no doubt, man. Like like I think that the biggest flaw in the world today is that we view rich people as some sort of authority on telling the rest of us of how we should live and what we should do. Um,
Yeah.
because they pretend like they earned $1 billion. You cannot earn $1 billion. AOC had a conversation about this. You, you
Hmm.
know, you can get rich and earn a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but $1 billion is
Yeah.
not one of the things you earn. Uh, Opportunities and things present themselves because of the power of being rich has, and you may accumulate more money, but it's not
Hmm.
earned. You didn't work for that money. You
No, the money drove something that increased in speculative value often. Sometimes it is real value. And you had the money to be a part of it to fuel it. And so a small piece of what you had made something else good happen. And you have enough money that even if you fail 9 times out of 10, the one time that you make it big, it makes up for all of those and then some. And so you end up never failing. Or like your failures just don't count.
I,
Whereas for regular people, like the smallest risk, it could lead to financial ruin for forever, and then you're like out on the street or in one of these encampments.
so take Elon Musk for example. What's the difference
Mm.
between having $1 billion and $1 trillion?
Well, I mean, it's a whole bunch of billions stacked on each other. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like he's doing it just to collect more dollars in a place. Like the world's foremost dollars. Uh, and, uh,
Oh, we lost Al again. Um, I was gonna say, and maybe I'll wait for Al to come back to say this because I think it's important. Um, we lost you for a second, Al, but
oh, my back. I just
the
called Elon a weird motherfucker that gets his dick in too many places for his because he's a rich motherfucker. But
yeah.
uh,
So I think
yeah,
the
and I heard you saying you're about to say something, so don't let me interrupt you.
I think the difference between $1 billion and $1 trillion is that 999 billion more dollars creates more impoverished poor people by default. So if uh, if somebody controls $1 trillion in our capitalist economy, by default they create many poor people by doing that. Uh, the and yes, we create more money, but when we create that money, it goes to either the banks or the rich people. It doesn't go to the poor people. So
Yeah.
it makes the poor people even more poor when we do that. The if the 1% controls 99% of the money, that means that in our capitalist situation, that creates more impoverished people just by doing that. Uh, Statistically, it's there. Um, uh, yeah. So that's what I think the difference is. I think the difference is a doubling of poor people to come and work for your companies to pay off the interest on the money that we've created out of nowhere. Uh, that's my take on it. Anyway, guys, we lost Al one last time there. It's the 2 hour mark. Let's land this plane. Maybe I'll do a talk on how I view the debt system and the Federal Reserve and all that because I have what might be an interesting take on those things. Um, Centralized banks and all that. So anyway, Arc Encounter protest coming up July 12th at noon in Williamstown, Kentucky. We are a go on all things art protest and ready to do it. It will be streamed live. There will be a Politicality episode that day streaming the art protest. I've already got all that stuff set up and ready to go. Seth Andrews, No Illusions, Mandisa Thomas, Kelly Laughlin, perhaps Dade, Godless Granny, Godless Engineer, Rocket City Reason, RFR, Secular Student Alliance, the Satanic Temple, Dan Dorson and his wife. All these people are going to be there, along with many creators. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. There's been a link rolling through chat. If you want to support that, you can. We could raise a little bit more money, would help, but we're doing it either way. So, in that sense, it doesn't matter. But definitely to benefit the hot people that day, it would help. My excellent timing on this. Interesting talk. Thanks, Joe and Al. I will be on Bad Science Sunday evening, with Maya Atkinson and a stack of weasels. That will be a great time. I love that show. Maya is one of my favorite people in this community that I depend on a lot, and has helped me in countless ways that I could never thank her enough for. So, got that Politicality again Sunday at 1 p.m. Tomorrow, Kelly Laughlin will be here at 7 p.m. Eastern time to have a talk with me. We'll do a more atheist type thing there if you're interested in that kind of thing, had a great time talking with everybody in chat today. Al, thank you so much for jumping in and adding to the conversation. And I really appreciate everybody supporting the channel, and we're doing great. Alira sent a bunch of memberships yesterday. Thank you so much for that. We continue to grow. We continue to fight against what is obviously wrong out there, and continue to take care of each other and treat people like people. It's Pride Month. Keep the LGBTQ plus community in mind, and so love you guys. Thanks so much for everything, and I'm just the guy who comes and talks. It's all of you guys that subscribed and everything that have made this community what it is. Oh, we got something we got to do here before we leave. Illyria the Free gifted 10 Kentucky Atheist memberships. Thank you so much, Illyria. You're awesome. Let's see. Now, Average Joe, you're a member. Cuckoo Land got a membership. I'm going to miss some here because the way this thing scrolls. Let's see. Well, let me... Net, KTU, Gwen Roche, Apathetic Minx, Darklight Delirium, Objective Ethics, Bosch London, I can't pronounce that, Rose Settles, Say Hello, Odosi. Sorry if I missed your name there, but all got new memberships. Be sure to tell Alira thanks, and we'll do a members only thing this weekend. I'll try to do it Saturday. That'll put me streaming today, Friday, Saturday, 2 streams Sunday. So we'll try to squeeze in a members thing, and always do those open panel, and we just talk about whatever everybody wants to talk about. Thank you everybody so much for being part of this, and I'm going to play Ember's pride flag thing here to close out the show. I think it's appropriate. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great one. I'll catch you tomorrow.
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz gave the world a flag made from NASA images for Pride Month. On January 20th, 2025, the incoming U.S. administration ordered that Artistic Union of Science and Civil Rights deleted. So I tracked down the original images it was made from, recreated it, and then added even more wonders of the cosmos to update the flag to the current, more inclusive form. On the anniversary of the inauguration, I released it. And it went viral several times. Now you can get a physical copy of that artwork as a full-sized flag or a large sticker, as well as space artworks of the other Pride flags: lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, ace, and new flags being added all the time. Get one for yourself or give them as gifts, and celebrate Pride, celebrate science, celebrate resistance, and help support a creator fighting for human rights for all humans. Head to astralpride.com. and use code LIL at checkout for an